Good morning. Did you have a good sleep? Yeah. Who you got there?
Daisy.
Yeah, who are they?
Baby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just changing Lixie's nappy. Morning to Lixie too. Morning. How are you, sweet? Yeah, babes. What do you want for breakfast this morning, darling? What do you want for breakfast this morning? You want a smoothie?
Yeah.
You like smoothies?
Yes.
I like smoothies too. Hi guys, so here's me and Wilder making our daily morning green smoothie for breakfast. I've just sped it up and thought I would speak you guys through what we're doing so that the video is not super long. So right here we're putting some organic baby spinach in, some organic cos lettuce and some organic coriander. That's just the greens we had today, but often we also put in organic celery or organic cucumber. Any type of leafy greens or crisp green vegetables is delicious. Then we've got some frozen banana that I've pre-froze in our freezer, also organic bananas. So whenever you can, try and use organic fruits and veggies, but obviously only what's available to you and what you can afford. Here we've got some ginger and turmeric root that we're putting in, and then some dates. So make sure you always pit your dates. Wilder's having a little munch on the dates as we make it. She loves to taste test as we go. Make sure you take your pits out though, otherwise you'll get a pit in your smoothie and could possibly break your teeth. Then we've got some organic frozen mango. I just had a little bit left in the pack, so I just poured it in. Then we've got some trace minerals just there and some zinc. They're also great for development for little ones, the zinc, and the trace minerals are just awesome little addition. Then we've got some vanilla coconut plant protein from Bear Blends. That's one of our favorites. It tastes delicious and super good. Then we've got some Hawaiian spirulina. That adds a serious protein punch as well as more delicious greens. Wilder also likes to taste test the spirulina every single day. Then we've got some coconut water fresh out of the fridge, keeping the smoothie nice and cold because it's way more delicious when it's cold. Wilder also taking a sip of that, trying to help out as usual, but she's great little helper. Try and get your kids involved as much as possible because then they enjoy their food and they want to have it, and they ask for green smoothies because they get to help out. So it's a win-win for both of us. Little smoothie dance party going on, and I'm struggling to find our smoothie cups, which is why I've disappeared for a little bit. But big smoothie cup for me, just an old jar really, and then a kid-friendly smoothie cup for Wilder. She's having a taste test of the smoothie. These smoothie cups are great. You can get them at baby shops because they're spill-free. So when they tip them upside down, you don't get green smoothie everywhere, even though she still gets it on her face somehow. And then we always have to cheers before we start. Also, our coffee just arrived. Perfect timing this morning. We use our Campos organic blend and it's really delicious. So here I am making my morning coffee. I love my morning coffee. I know coffee's not the best choice. I mean, it's debatable, but some people don't like to drink coffee, but I really enjoy my coffee. So here I am making my morning coffee with Bonsoy, which is my favorite soy milk. It's got no added oil or nasties, so and it tastes awesome in coffee. This is the coffee machine my husband got me for my birthday one year, which is questionable. I think he bought it for himself, but just wanted to say he got it for me for my birthday. So we've got this really awesome coffee machine. And my morning coffee is also kind of like my me time and my morning treat because I get a little bit of chocolate dusting on top, and I'm all about the sweet deliciousness. So cheers. Now I'm having my mid-morning snack, and it's just mine and Wilder's favourite snack of all time actually. It's just sliced organic apple with almond butter. I've got a serious nut butter addiction, and I've passed it on to Wilder, so we enjoy this almost every day. It's very delicious. If you haven't tried it before, you really need to try it because it's seriously good. Simple but awesome. Just dip your apple in your almond butter and you have the perfect snack. So good.
I got apple and butter.
Did you still want a mummy's apple?
Yes.
With the butter?
Yes.
Is it delicious?
Yes. It's yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yummy.
Is that good? All gone? some hummus, and I just thought I'd walk you guys through it and chat to you while I make it, since I've got some peace and quiet, because I can't talk to you while she's awake because it's hectic, as you mummies would know. So for the hummus, I'm using some canned organic chickpeas that I'll strain, and some spices. So I've got coriander, ground paprika, and ground cumin, and then some tahini, or you can use sesame seeds if you have those instead. Some fresh garlic, some Himalayan rock salt, a little bit of maple syrup, and some cocoa quench for the liquid, just to get it going. Won't need much of it though. I also wanted to chat to you guys about what we're eating today, in the sense that we don't always eat this, obviously. Every single day is different. We never eat the same thing every single day. Having said that though, we eat similar. So I have a major sweet tooth, so don't know if you've noticed, but the majority of my meals today have been sweet. But I get my veggies in my green smoothie in the morning, and then I obviously have a veggie-centric dinner tonight, which I'll show you. But I have a major sweet tooth, so how I get through that without eating chocolate every single day is I just make my meals sweet, because that's what I enjoy. So whatever you enjoy while trying to make it healthy, do that. Don't try and eat how somebody else eats. Like, if I was to try and eat how somebody else ate, I would think, oh, I need to have a salad for lunch, or I need to have some sort of savory dish for lunch or breakfast. But just do whatever works for you, because for me, that's what works. It works for me to have sweeter type things throughout the day, but sneaking in my vegetables almost like I'm a child. But it works, and I enjoy my food. So if you're enjoying your food and you're enjoying what you're eating, then you're gonna stick to it. You're gonna keep doing it. So majority of the time, that's kind of what it looks like for me. I'm just gonna strain these. So just keep that in mind when you're watching these videos. I'm not telling you to eat what I eat, because that's not gonna work for you. If you're different to me, say that you're more of a savory person, which my husband is. My husband's way more of a savory person. So it wouldn't be ideal for him to eat the same way as me. And my daughter's a little bit the same as my husband. Like, she had sushi for lunch, because she loves savory food equally to sweet food. Whereas, like I said, I'm much more of a sweet girl. I'm just not measuring. I don't measure a lot of my food. I will try and get better at it for these videos, so I can show you how to make things, but I just eyeball most things. So I put 2 cans of chickpeas. I put about 2 tablespoons of tahini. I'll put about a heaped teaspoon of all 3 of the spices, and then just a couple of cracks of the salt. About a tablespoon of the maple syrup, and then probably just a dash of this. So I'm back, and I've had to silence it because Alexa started getting restless and making lots of noise in the background. So here I am, just putting everything that I've mentioned in the blender and gonna blend it up. This recipe is not for today, it's just to put in our fridge for the week ahead, so that we have hummus on hand whenever we wish to have it. So maybe we'll have it with some veggie sticks as a snack, or I'll top it on top of our salads or our roast veggies at dinner time. I forgot to mention that I also use lemon in the recipe, so here I am adding it. Hummus is a great snack to have on hand in the fridge, ready to go. Especially homemade hummus, it's always the best. It always tastes the best. It never has added gross nasties like oil. So it's nice, fresh, and healthy when you make it yourself, and it's super easy to make. You can also do this in a food processor, or you could even just crush the chickpeas in a bowl. So you don't need a high-speed blender to do this if you don't have a Vitamix. However, I do recommend getting a Vitamix if you don't have one, because it's the best tool in my kitchen, and I use it every single day, multiple times a day, for a lot of recipes. One of my all-time favorite kitchen appliances. It can also help when you're making your green smoothies, because you can't notice that there's greens in them, because it makes it so smooth and silky, and your little ones enjoy your greens more, I think. And here I am, just putting some paprika on top of the hummus, and we are done, ready for the fridge for the week. Tonight for dinner I'm going to make us a salad and some crispy vegetables with broccoli and cauliflower, some steamed corn and some Asian style tofu. To begin, you preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius and then begin chopping up your cauliflower and your broccoli just into reasonable sized chunks so they can be soft on the inside but get crispy on the outside. If you cut them too small, they'll burn. If you cut them too big, they'll just be a bit soggy. So we just want them to be about a medium-sized chunk of florent. And then you're going to place them in a bowl and set aside before we go ahead and make the marinade for them. I'm a little bit messy in the kitchen, so you'll notice that as I cook, but it doesn't matter. So for the dressing, we want to do tahini, which is about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tahini, some onion powder, about a teaspoon, garlic powder, also about a teaspoon, and some ground cumin, also about a teaspoon, roughly, depending on how much you're making. So I'm making for 2 adults and a toddler. Also some coconut aminos, which is a soy sauce alternative. A little bit of organic 100% pure maple syrup. So I think we'll do about 3 teaspoons of that. And just a quick pinch of Himalayan rock salt. Give it a good stir. Then we're going to go ahead and add some filtered water to that to make it a little bit more runny so we can pour it straight over the broccoli and cauliflower. Don't want it to be too thick, otherwise it won't coat them all. And you don't want it to be too thin because you want it to give it a good, nice texture and not go soggy and watery. Then we're putting some nutritional yeast on top. Great source of our B12. And it also just makes everything taste super cheesy and delicious. So get onto that nutritional yeast if you haven't already. It's an amazing addition to a lot of vegetable dishes. And straight on into the oven. While they're cooking, we're going to move on to the tofu. So what you want to do is just squeeze any water out, just so it's a bit firmer and it's more easily absorbing the marinade that we'll put on instead of all the water that's sitting on top of it. I'm just cutting it into rectangle sized chunks, and then I'll put the dressing on. So I've got a coconut teriyaki, 3 teaspoons of that, 3 teaspoons of maple syrup again, I don't know if you noticed, but when I'm making a dish, I try and keep similar flavours throughout the whole thing. Onion powder, just so it's keeping in sync with each other. Garlic powder, and ground cumin. When you add similar flavours throughout the dish, then you're not getting any contrast or weird bits and pieces, but it's all tastes like it's supposed to be one meal. And then that goes straight into the oven as well. I've just boiled the jug and pouring it in and turning the corn on while they're cooking. The corn will take about 10 minutes, and I just needed a quick breastfeeding pit stop. Moving on to the salad, I'm just cutting up the cos lettuce into big chunks here. I like it nice and thick, not too skinny, makes it more hearty of a salad, I find. But whatever works for you, or however you like your lettuce, or you don't have to use cos lettuce, you can use spinach, kale. Cos is just one of my favourites and it's nice and simple. And I'm going to peel my carrot. You don't have to though, it is organic carrot so you wouldn't have to peel it, but I just prefer the taste of it when it's peeled. And then that just goes into chunks, and then I'll also cut those chunks in half again, just so it's not too chunky and too thick in the salad. And also some red onion or Spanish onion, cutting it nice and small so you're not getting too big of chunks in, otherwise it's too oniony, which isn't as enjoyable. Same thing with the cucumber. I'll set one piece aside of longer chopped ones for Wilder because she doesn't eat full salads, she just eats deconstructed salad. So I'll set that aside for her and then cut the rest into small chunks for our salad. Just putting it on Wilder's plate aside. And getting on to the dressing. Oh, sorry, no. We're going to the tomato first, almost forgot. Just cutting cherry tomatoes in half and adding them also to the salad. Wilder's been munching on a carrot the whole time I've been cooking, so she won't need any extra carrot on her plate. I think she ate about 2 whole carrots. And also some coriander, or whichever other herb you prefer if you don't like coriander. Now we're getting back onto the dressing. Again, going in with similar flavours. So we've got tahini, lemon, making a nice creamy dressing, making a salad really enjoyable. Onion powder, a teaspoon of that. Garlic powder, a teaspoon of that. And ground cumin, a teaspoon of that. Also for the sweetness, again, 100% pure maple syrup, my favourite sweetener. The least processed type sweetener, and it tastes awesome, especially in vegetable dishes. Adding a little bit of water to make it that little bit more runny so it coats the salad and not too thick. Nice light coating over the whole thing. And give it a good stir. And then I add my beetroot last because otherwise the whole salad turns purple when I stir it. So always add that last. And top it again with nutritional yeast for that cheesy, nice flavour. And the broccoli and cauliflower is done. And there is our meal. Yummy, delicious, balanced, plant-based meal. And some kombucha, of course. And here I am, enjoying it with my family. I love dinner time, it's the best.